You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Empire Girls After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Empire Girls After Show.
What's up, guys? We are so excited tonight. Tonight was the season finale for season 1 of Empire Girls. I'm Ashley Gray, and joined with me is my amazing, talented, wonderful co-host.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Bamm Ericsen.
In tonight's episode, so sad to see it go, but I'm sure that it will be back next season. Tonight, we saw, Adrienne had a man, Julissa had a man, and we got the Puerto Rican parade going on. And brace yourself, one of us met one of the stars of Empire Girls. We're not going to say who or who, but you got to stay tuned for that because we got some amazing info about that. So let's get right into Julissa and her new man. Well, kind of an old guy, but he's new to the show, and
someone who she's known since she was a kid.
Yes,
he was friends with her brother Tito,
not Tito Jackson, y'all, just Tito the other one. And
so apparently they had been twittering back and forth, and he hit her up because she had been tweeting about how she wants to get in shape. And, throughout the season, she's been saying how she wants to lose weight and her butt's too big and all that other foolishness. Girl, you all right.
And
okay?
He is a personal trainer, a fine personal trainer, might I add. He is a very sweet piece of white chocolate. Very sweet. Yum.
White chocolate?
He got swag. His swag is on like 15, not 10, 15.
And trust me, you guys, throughout the whole show, she was making comments out loud to the TV, loud in my ear, talking about he's fine. If Julissa doesn't, act right or get on it, then she will.
Lies.
Okay.
Lies. He is very pleasant to look at. And, they hit it off with that tweet love. That's that tweet romance.
And so, so let's talk about their first meeting together. They were talking, and it was a real small, casual conversation.
Yes. And
then he broke out, and he was like, "So, are you seeing anyone?" He went straight into it. So it was like small talk. Oh, I'm a trainer. I'm this. I'm that. House hosting. Blah 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 blah. And are you seeing anyone?
I think that's natural for friends, especially old friends. It's like, we used to kind of have a crush on each other when we were younger. Now that we're older and a lot more mature, I think it's only natural to say, hey, so who are you seeing anyone? I don't think that was really, odd or peculiar or out of place.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I just think it threw Julissa off, kind of threw off her game.
A little, yeah, it did, because she wasn't. He was bringing it, and she was like, not. So I'm like, dang, girl.
Maybe she was kind of like swooning in his white chocolate.
I know, because I was. I'm like,
clearly.
Oh my gosh, you are so adorable. So
That's
cute.
Not what you were saying.
Whatever, Bamm. Lies.
Sorry, okay.
Lies. Anyway, we all know that he's very handsome.
I guess.
Let's talk about she got really serious really fast with this guy.
But also remember that when we're watching the show, they're not going from day to day to day to day to day. It they'll tape a couple days and then it could be weeks.
Even with weeks, granted
but
they were.
I do agree with you that it did seem to move a little fast.
Very, very fast, especially for all this season. We saw her kind of not really taking the relationship as seriously as she was talking you know, how she said she wanted to. And it was like, well, you know, maybe those guys just weren't her type. And then White Chocolate came along with his fine self and was like, you know, I'm about to just put it on her real quick with my game. I put it on her. I'm about to swag her out. And then, hey, this is it. So, I mean, I feel her in a sense, but I think it may have been a little too fast, maybe.
Agree. A little, I mean, you know, a little too fast, but, you know.
But then again, they were, you know,
they've known each other for a long time. So, you know, we don't know how much conversation was edited.
Yeah.
And so, you know, they could have had a nice, good, long talk, but of course it's an hour show, and, you know, we can't focus just on that one time of them having conversation. So, and plus they've known each other and they've been tweeting back and forth, and who's to say how long that they've been tweeting?
Yeah, true. And, you know, it was really odd to me that she came out and was like, okay, I mean, what's going on with us? Are we exclusive? That
was the second date.
That was the second date that we saw them have. Yeah. And I was like, dang, she is not playing no game. She was really, because, you know, she said she wanted to have all this stuff together by the time she was 30. So she's not playing no games. She was like, look, what are we? She took him home to meet his parents. Let's talk about that.
Well, let's go back to when she asked, what's our deal? She was like, let's you know, like, where's it going?
Okay.
So what do you think about that? I mean, you think that was the appropriate question? I mean, do you make moves on guys like that where you're like, okay, where are we going?
I can't be telling you my pimp moves, my methods of pimpology, but let me break it down to you a little bit. Me, yeah, I would say it. Just lay it all out on the table. Like, what are we? What's going to happen between us? But, you know, not necessarily boyfriend, girlfriend, but just in the dating process. You know, are we going to be exclusive?
Yeah, she wanted to know exactly what's going on so that there's no surprises later. And I can respect that, being that her other relationships, she's had bombs dropped on her. And plus, you know, I think being upfront is the best thing to do. And so before he can ask, it's better that she asks.
I would like to point out that throughout this whole entire season, Julissa, I did not like any of the other guys that she went out on dates with or were interested in, and she, you know, kicked them to the curb. The one guy that I do like, she was feeling. What does that say? What does that, I need to be like a dating guru or something, because I felt that. I felt it in my spirit that them guys wasn't for her. But this White Chocolate, stick with him, girl.
Well,
stick with him.
You heard it from the doctor. The love doctor.
Yes. Yes, that's what I do. I'm a love doctor.
You know, I can respect her for wanting to just be out front, up front and just saying, you know, what's our deal? What are we going to do? Well, clearly there's someone else who thinks they are the best White Chocolate. It's our producer in the sound booth.
Oh, okay. So we got somebody else that says that they're the best White Chocolate. I don't know.
So Julissa, if you're out there listening, a man, he's gonna give Joe
a run for his money.
Yeah,
a run for his money. So speaking of Joe and running, when Julissa brought him home to meet the parents, I thought that this would have scared him completely away.
I didn't think it was going to scare him away because he knows, he's familiar with the parents, because if he's grown up and he was friends with Tito, you know, I'm sure I know, just saying Tito just sounds so funny, right? if he was friends with Tito as kids, I'm sure he's gone over to the house, you know, parents, and at a young age, parents always know who the friends are.
Yeah, true.
And so I don't think that he would have been nervous about that, but I did feel that it was too early. That's
the only thing. It's just too early. It was just like, but they were holding hands on the couch and stuff. I'm like,
because in the second date that they had, you know, he says that, hey, I'm not seeing anybody. We can be exclusive.
Yeah.
And so I guess at that point it was official that they were exclusive. And then the next date you go on, I mean, she's fully dressed like she's ready to go out to the club or somewhere. Yeah. And then she goes over to the house. And what I found was really interesting was the mom, after Julissa was saying, oh, you know, he's a personal trainer, he's doing well, he's very successful. Yeah. And that didn't impress mom at all. The first thing that she asked was,
how much money do you make?
No, that's not what she said. She'd asked about college. She said, and she asked if he had been to college.
And he says, well, actually, I graduated grad school in international business. Holler!
Yeah.
He fine and he educated. holla at me. Tweet. I need some tweet romance, obviously.
So you gonna just take her man?
Oh, my bad, Julie. No, my bad. No, I'm not. I won't.
Okay.
But I mean, he is very successful. He graduated from grad school.
But why if he's already successful and he has his own business, what does it matter if he didn't go to college or not?
Now, we know, I mean, it doesn't matter or not, but as a mom, we know her, come on, you know, Mama Julissa wants to know all the business. So I think that it was just, you know, her mom just wanting to know more about this young man. And we have to remember that they knew each other growing up. So maybe she's just trying to find out, you know.
I personally took it as like, I'm not impressed unless you go to college. And she's dated a couple football players who's played college. They've been to college and they weren't great dudes. So just her whole disposition and it almost seemed as if she was not going to be impressed unless he went to college.
I think it was just her asking a question because Julissa, she dropped out of college her first semester. So you can't. That's kind of a double standard. My daughter didn't go to college, graduate from college yet. Her man needs to be a college graduate. I think that was just her mother being a mom. And then here comes the big badoozy. Do you make a lot of money, right? And then it was just like stone face in the room. Like everyone's like, Mom. Julissa was like, Mom.
But let's be honest. What girl wants to be with a dude who has be with a guy who doesn't have money?
It all depends on the situation. Some girls.
But she's successful. So why would she get with a broke dude? That just does not.
Yeah, my point is, I don't think that it's the mom's place to ask him that in front of everyone. That was just the wrong environment, the wrong time. It was the first time he was reintroduced to the family after a numerous amount of years. I just don't think that was appropriate.
Speaking of the family,
yes,
Tito popped up. Like, where's Tito been all season?
Tito was like, hey, what's up, man? I was like, Tito just came in and just took power. Like, what's up?
We hadn't seen Tito all season.
Tito!
And then Tito popped up. Man? He was like, hey, what's up? Long time no see. And then he sat down and then he started drilling. He started asking questions as well.
You know, I mean, close-knit family. My brothers would do the same. They have done the same. Close-knit, which, I mean, I can appreciate. Respect. It's cute.
I totally understand because I do that as well. So.
So I get it. But, yeah. How do you like Joe? You think he's a stand-up guy?
He's fine.
Oh my. I know he's fine. I'm saying, do you think he is a stand-up guy?
It was so quick. And so they played catch up. And then, are you seeing anyone? What's our deal? Are we exclusive? Yes, we're exclusive.
Yeah.
It was too bam. It was too quick. And so I don't really know anything about him besides the fact that he's a personal trainer. I was able to get more information out of the other guys who didn't work out so well versus a guy who we didn't really know, who we didn't know well, but yet they seem to be a good match.
Yeah, and I think that the reason why we didn't find out a lot about him is because him and Julissa already knew so much about each other. And this is the first guy that I really feel like she was into. Like, absolutely, this could be the one. This can be my baby daddy. This can be my husband. So I was really, really happy for her. I mean, she was all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed this episode, and it was really cute. And she was constantly texting him, but she didn't bring him, to the Puerto Rican Day Parade, which we'll talk about later. So, and that was cute that she wanted all of her attention to go towards Adrienne.
Yeah.
And speaking of Miss Thang, Adrienne, the spicy love, Puerto Rican that we love. How did you feel about her during this episode?
So in the very beginning episode, Julissa and Adrienne are having lunch or some dinner or something with Hot 97 Angie Martinez. She's the queen of New York radio.
That's when they were talking about El Ghetto Taco. Would you ever eat an El Ghetto Taco?
I'm on a new diet, so I can't eat it.
I'm with Angie Martinez on this. I am not about to eat something that's called El Ghetto Taco. Not gonna happen. I'm sorry. Okay, proceed. I'm sorry.
So they're talking with Angie, and she's like, so what's up with you guys? What's going on?
Yeah.
And she said something that I thought was really important. She says, if you don't have music, which is a core of who you are, then all the other stuff does not matter. And so you want to be this, you want to be that, you want to be this. But she was like, music is who and what you are.
Yeah.
And so you need to have your music, be out there. You need to have your music.
She's doing too much.
Yeah, she says she's doing way too much, and she needs to focus on her music, because the music is what brought her to the forefront of her basically getting the show.
Exactly. Music will set you free, honey. Set you free. I think she needs to focus on that, and then she will be 10 times more successful than what she would if she just has too much going on, and she just needs to focus on that. And, put all of her passion and energy into that. And I think that she'll take wings and soar like an eagle.
Soar like an eagle.
Like an eagle, like a beautiful Puerto Rican eagle.
And speaking of Puerto Rican, so Angie asked, has she ever, been a part of the Puerto Rican Day Parade? And that's something that Adrienne has been wanting to do
since forever.
Yeah, since she was a little kid.
Yes.
And so Angie asked if she would like to be a guest and be a part of the Puerto Rican Day Parade for the Hot 97, and she was like ecstatic about it and asked if she wanted to perform. And so now this sets up what the episode is about as far as Adrienne's storyline. So she gets to perform for the Puerto Rican Day Parade. She gets to be on the float. And so Angie asked her if she had any new music. And so she said, oh, yeah, there are a couple songs that I have that I recorded, with these certain producers.
The Runners.
And there's one song in particular that I haven't performed. And so now we go into her preparing herself.
So she was going to perform the song "Loosen Me Up," which is her latest single. And what she wanted to do was get fit, get in shape for her performance for the Puerto Rican Day Parade. So she decides, her, Ashley, one of their girlfriends, and Julissa, they go to the gym to, tone up. At the gym, let me tell y'all, she meets a man who she was really feeling. Let me tell you, a girl is feeling you when she gets all giddy. Like, when I can't stop smiling and laughing, that's exactly what Adrienne was doing, like, to the trainer. And I believe his name was Aaron.
Yeah.
So she was like, just kept giggling. And
But what was so funny was there were the 3 girls, and he came over and he was helping. And he was very cordial to all 3 in the beginning. And in about 5 seconds, it was like...
Yes.
And he went straight to Adrienne.
Narrowing down. He had his eyes on her.
And what was so funny is he was teaching her like this exercise or drill where she basically had to kind of squat, and she had to like have
very provocative.
And she had to I mean that's legit. That's official.
It's a squat. We know it's a squat.
Yeah. She had to squat. And so like when she was squatting, she would look in the mirror, and he kept saying, look at me, look at me.
Yeah.
And so he's just flirting. He's just spitting mad game at her. And then what was so funny, when she would look away, he'd be like, look at me, look at me. And he was like, am I bad? Am I that bad? Am I that bad to look at? And boy, she just broke, and she was just blushing.
Yeah.
And so she was liking it.
Exactly. Now, one thing that I didn't like about this whole gym experience is that...
Oh, here we go.
No, seriously, Aaron it was unprofessional. Like, are you allowed to do that? I don't think so.
Welcome to corporate. I mean, you have coworkers who are involved with each other. They go drinking. They tell each other's business.
But are you allowed to do that?
Who so what? Who cares?
I'm just saying. It was kind of unprofessional to me, Aaron. I mean, I'm just saying. Adrienne likes you. I like you.
It was Joe at the gym, and he wanted to, if he wanted to spit at you, holler or whatever, would you have been like, this is not professional, where's your manager? What would you have done?
I mean, I wouldn't have said it, but I'm just, maybe in my head, like on the phone later, I would be like, now that was unprofessional, Joe. Now
But I'm glad.
But I'm glad.
Yeah. But yeah, it's unprofessional, but,
I mean, it's all good. Everybody does it, I know, but whatever. It's a talking point. Jesus.
Does everyone do it?
I don't know. Probably. Who knows?
Okay.
The way you was about to break it down, Bamm, you were like co-workers, owners.
Well, I have to play devil's advocate, but again, it happens.
Yeah, definitely. And it happened, and Adrienne was really, we never really saw her really interested in any guy.
And giddy. And she tried to play it off in the beginning by saying, hey, you know, I only need a personal trainer. I have to focus, blah, 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 blah. But if I do need your assistant, I will come back and I want you to make sure that you don't charge me.
Exactly.
And then, of course, he spit another line at her. And
game, all of them this episode.
And so we'll talk about Aaron in a second. So now let's go back. So now that she's had her training for the boxing, then she goes with her choreographer, Fatima.
Yes. And
wait. I said Fatima, not Fatima Robinson. My bad. I'm thinking because I saw her on Sparkle the other night.
I'm like, yes. Actually, her name is not Fatima.
It's Tennille Jimenez, but I don't know how you pronounce Jimenez in Spanish.
I thought it was Jimenez.
But Jimenez, because the way it's spelled, it's spelled Jimenez, but I don't know how to pronounce it.
Jesus, take the wheel, because I cannot. Like, I said Fatima, then Gemini, then Gemini. Basically, she teamed up with one of the hottest choreographers to help her get her routine together, her performance for the Puerto Rican Day Parade. Now, how did you feel about her? Did you think she took it seriously? How did you feel about her dance moves? I
thought she took it very seriously. It's so funny because when we first started watching Empire Girls, one day I went on YouTube and I started YouTubing all 3LW videos. Yeah. And, you know, they was dancing. I like the song like they did with Loon. Yeah. And so they can dance. And so once the girls showed Adrienne what she had in mind for the moves, Adrienne totally loved the moves. And then she started going into it and she did the little thing where she was like popping her butt. So, I mean, she had it.
Pop that booty. Yeah. My bad.
It was just the little minor details that she had to kind of work on. But, I mean, she had it.
And speaking of really hot songs, everyone, make sure that you go to iTunes and rate, comment, and share the show. Rate, comment, and share. Even though this is the last episode of this season, tears. We would love to hear your feedback on this particular show. And you can always check us out all the other after shows on AfterBuzzTV.com. And make sure that you tell a friend. Thank you.
And don't forget about the podcast. Yeah, it's a great app. You download it and it organizes all of your subscriptions. So anything you have for AfterBuzz TV, it will organize it for you. So podcast, remember that in iTunes. Download, rate, and comment, please.
Yes. So speaking of Tennille, and we're going back to Tennille Jimenez, the choreographer. So when she was a little frazzled at first, when she was, trying to get the move, and she's like, you know what? I'm not looking like you. What's going on? I'm not looking like you. And I'm like, honey, she is a pro at this. I think she was being too hard on herself. And then she started crying. And I just really felt bad for her in that situation. But then it made me think, like, is she really prepared and ready to be, one of the hottest or a hot solo performer if she's letting this pressure get to her so soon?
Well, again, when's the last time we've seen her perform with 3LW or the Cheetah Girls? Yeah. It's been years, so she's a little rusty. And it's not like she's a J-Lo or a Janet or somebody where they dance all the time.
J-Lo.
Well, J-Lo's a dancer.
Oh, yeah.
So anyone who dances heavy choreography where it's easier for them to get back into the flow of things, although it may be a couple months. Yeah. She probably hasn't, did a routine dance in years or ages. Yeah.
And I really felt for her during those moments, but she really did really well during the actual performance. What scared me is when Angie Martinez came into the studio to see what she was working with, and she forgot the words to her song. Yeah. And she was like, well, I don't know the words.
Well, but again, it's a song that she's recorded. It hasn't been released or anything, so she's performing it for the first time.
Damn. You are full of excuses today. It's breaking my heart.
But I can understand. But what I would have thought she would have been doing is lip syncing to the song as she's dancing.
Lip singing? She was lip singing?
But even in rehearsal, when you're not singing live as you're going over the steps, so you should be going, mouthing the words as the music is playing, so that she can learn the words.
Was she lip singing during the actual performance?
I think she was lip singing.
Oh, you done opened up a can of worms. I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to think about that when I get to you doing predictions.
Yeah, I think she was lip syncing, but I mean, so what? Who cares?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Let's talk. So did you like the outfit that she wore for the...
Yeah, so now let's talk about her stylist. So
Jason Rambert.
And it's so funny how when something happens on reality shows, how everything just mysteriously pops up. Oh, there's a choreographer all of a sudden. Now there's a stylist. And so the stylist, his name was...
Jason Rambert.
Okay, Jason Rambert. He's a stylist. And so he had like a couple outfits.
Yeah.
You want to talk about...
Those outfits were horrible. Some of those outfits looked like she was going to the mall.
I was going to say you want to talk about... Because you can break down all three of the outfits.
I'm just saying, well, basically... They just looked like she was going to the mall. I'm like, girl, you are going to be performing in front of thousands and thousands and thousands of people. You need to take that off and save that for your picnic date or something like that.
And she was going for the sexy but tough, kind of basically like a J-Lo where she was... she was rough, but she was still sexy.
Exactly. And I love that concept. I was like, oh, that's great. At the beginning of this season, she really didn't know what her style was, but I remember her saying she wanted that sexy, tough style. I think that was like the second episode when she was talking about that. And that one piece shiny metallic thing that Julissa really liked, didn't like it. It was okay, but the outfit that she wore, loved it. It was a custom made. I believe it was a one piece, although it didn't look like one.
Yeah, and it had to be custom made because the outfits that he had for it didn't quite work. And something
didn't work at all.
And then something that I thought Julissa did very well is when he said that he can do a custom outfit. She was like, "Wait a minute, do you have enough time?"
Yeah.
Because we've seen in the previous episodes where the outfits, Adrienne's dress was not ready for the Billboard Awards, and so she wound up having to wear Julissa's dress and had to alter it.
Disaster.
So I felt that was a good thing that Julissa had her girls back. It's just like, wait a minute, is this custom dress isn't gonna work? Because we've seen in previous episodes that when you go custom, something always happens. But
I wonder if that's why they got a new stylist. Because this is a new guy. This isn't the old guy. I wonder if Adrienne was like, let me go with someone new. Because of what happened previously. So, I don't know.
Who knows?
Let us know. Tweet us and tell us, because that's interesting.
and then so once she has the dancers come in, and, they're learning the steps or whatever, but the issue was they weren't sure how much space they were going to have for the
actual float.
So the choreographer was just like, let's talk about her for a minute. What was the blonde? She had blonde hair, then black band.
I had to call on him for that.
I was a little confused with the hairdo, but she could dance though. She's hot.
She definitely can dance, but she could have danced her way out of that hair. That's what she could have did. I'm just saying.
Damn, you
didn't like it either.
It's funny sometimes. I just like to imitate you. That's all.
Yeah, but I mean, she was amazing. I really love the performance that Adrienne pulled off. I really felt it. I had goosebumps. She was very, proud to be Puerto Rican, and
her mom too. This is not only a big deal for Adrienne, but this was a big deal for her whole entire family. For those of you guys who are not familiar with the Puerto Rican Day Parade in New York, it's huge, and for any Puerto Rican families, it's huge. And like the mom, this was like the second coming of, I don't know, but she was like so emotional because her baby was here performing at the Puerto Rican Day Parade. Adrienne's talked about how she's gone to the Puerto Rican Day Parade every year. She's been in line in the crowd as a regular person, not recognized as a celebrity. And so she finally had the opportunity to like be on a float for the Puerto Rican Day Parade. And so her mom was like crying as they're trying to like rehearse, trying to like maneuver the adjustments since the float was small. Her mom was like just crying, bawling because she's so happy that her baby is participating in the Puerto Rican Day Parade. So I thought that was really touching.
It was really cute that she said when she was in the crowd, just like all the other normal people, J-Lo like walked past her because it was one of the years that J-Lo performed in the Puerto Rican Parade, and she just like lost it, and she was like screaming, and she was like, the thirst was real. She was like really excited. And so she also mentioned that this was when Jet, who is her baby niece, grows up, she'll be able to say, the first time that I went to the Puerto Rican Parade was when my aunt actually performed in it. So I was going to try and pull that off in Spanish. What is it? Tia?
Don't start me lying. I don't know.
We should know. We should know. We live in LA. We should know a little Spanish, but whatever. Yeah, so that was really, really cute. And, you know, all of her, guess who showed up? Aaron.
Okay. Before we go to Aaron, so when she wanted to go back to get more training, when she wanted to go back to get training with her and Ashley, they go back to the gym, and what a shocker, Aaron's there.
Exactly.
And so Aaron is giving her some tips, and so Aaron,
he gave her some tips, all right.
And so she just like all of a sudden just had a moment where she just like lost it, and he was like, well, you know, what's wrong? And she was like, she couldn't really get it together. And he was like, you know what, come on, let me just take you out. Let me just take you out. And so what happened is they wound up going out to dinner at the Sanctuary Hotel, and they went to like the bar lounge, and they were having drinks. Cute. Yeah, they were, you know, she was dressed really nice and very appropriate. He was dressed very casual. And so they're talking, having conversation. And what I thought was really funny was Adrienne asked, how tall are you? And he says, I'm bigger than you. And so,
see, when people ask me how tall I am, I say I'm tall enough. Speaking of being tall enough, that girl's only 5 feet.
So she's 5 feet inches.
Jesus.
She's 5'0", and he's 6'2". And so if she wears heels, she's 5'4", 5'6", if she's lucky. But, you know, they had a good time in conversation, and he said that he's going to come out and support her at the Puerto Rican Day Parade, and she was really impressed by that. Yeah. And she really liked someone who's aggressive. And so she was like, you know, you really going to commit to that? And he was like, you know, I'm going to commit to it. If I don't, you know, I'm going to be in trouble. Yeah. And lo and behold, we see him in the back waving. Oh. You know, we see him in the back. He was waving. He you know, he was there for her.
Yeah, and that was really cute. And I like the whole Will and Jada thing. You know, short girls typically go for taller guys. So it was cute. I think they make a very, very handsome couple. So hopefully, shout out to Adrienne and her new boo. Who knows if that's still her boo, but it was cute while it lasted. Yeah. Really cute.
So both the Adrienne and Julissa,
they found them a man.
They found them men.
They sure did.
Yeah.
So let's go now into. Should we let them know who we talked to?
Sure. Can we get a drum?
Can we get a drum roll? Can we get a drum roll? I don't think we. Bam, can you give us a drum roll? Because they obviously.
Okay, so as we mentioned,
there we go.
All right. So they want to find out who exactly got to speak with a cast member. So you know, so who was it? Was it me or was it you?
I think so I met, I'm just kidding, Bamm. He actually ran into Julissa yesterday at a party at Evan Ross's party. Yeah. Diana Ross's son. And yeah, tell us about that. Bamm, I want to know what she.
Right, as soon as our conversation ended, I like got on my phone and I tweet. That's when I text you and said, you know, I just ran into Julissa. All right, so what happened yesterday? There was a party. Everyone else had his birthday party, and so Julissa was there, and so Julissa gets into my car. I wasn't at the party, but I was working the party, and so
gets into your car.
Yeah, because I was the valet shuttle.
Oh, I'm like, dang, Bamm got it like that. Oh.
I was a shuttle.
Okay.
I was a shuttle driver because there's no parking. So anyway, she gets out the car and I'm looking. I'm like, I was like, wow. So anyway, so when she gets into the car, she's like, hi, how you doing? I said, you're not even gonna believe how we're connected. And she's like, what? I was like, I'm a host on AFTERBUZZ TV from Maria Menounos on AFTERBUZZ TV, and I recap Empire Girls.
What?
And she was like, get out of here, for real? And I was like, yeah, you know. And so we started to talk about the show, and I'd asked her, I told her about how I've been trying to get in contact with the publicist for Empire Girls, Gerald Opp. And we've been kind of going back and forth, but then she informed me that Gerald was not the publicist anymore, and so it was someone else. And I was like, well, tomorrow's the season finale, and we're going to be recapping it. Is there any way, since you're in town, can you come by or call or whatever? And she said she'll see what she can do. And so I gave her the information with the card or whatever. And so we talked, and then I just really told her about how the fans really enjoy her, and we really go hard in on some of the things that happens on the show. And she's like, for real? And I was like, yeah, they don't like the boy boyfriends that you had in the past. I was like,
but we like Joe.
I was like, the Antoine dude, they weren't really feeling him. We weren't really. She was like, for real. And so we're just talking, having conversation.
Yeah.
And you know, I told her, you know, we was gonna get a picture afterwards, but the party went too long, and I just went home.
But that's amazing.
Yeah.
You got to meet her. So tell us, what did she have on? Obviously, she was friendly. Is she as tall as she appears on TV? Give us the scoop. Bam, dang. Don't be stingy.
She was sitting when she got in the car. She was sitting, but you know, sometimes you always say like the whole makeup thing. I'm not gonna talk like a dude and say what I really would say, but she was beautiful. She was stunning, very pretty. She did have on makeup, but she looked really, really good.
Aww.
And I think she had a yellow dress on.
So did she bring Joe? Was Joe around?
No, there was another girl with her.
Ashley?
No. It was someone else. I can't remember. But it was just only she and I in the car, and then it was someone else. I don't know where the other girl was or something, but it was just Julissa and I in the car. Okay,
so she didn't show with Joe. Dang it.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Maybe he was training someone.
Maybe so. So she seems like a super, super cool girl. And we reached out to her via Twitter.
Yeah, and so what I did was I tweeted her and I said, "Hey, it was such a pleasure to meet you. And if you can call in or whatever, you know, you have my contact information."
Yeah.
And then so what she said was about an hour ago, she says, "Bamm Ericsen, it was such a pleasure. I'm on the plane. Thanks to Wi-Fi. I see your message," and she appreciates the shout out. And then she also retweeted me, you and I, when we said, you know, make sure you tune in AfterBuzz for the season finale recap.
Holla! Thanks for the retweet, Julissa.
So Julissa, thank you so much for being nice and beautiful and all that good stuff, and being nice and, you know.
You know what you should have asked her?
What?
Is it Julissa or Julissa?
You know, but when she introduced, she's like, "Hi, my name is," I think she said
Is it Julissa?
I think she said Julissa.
Julissa.
Yeah, I think she said Julissa.
Okay, so I've been saying it right.
I was like, okay. I was trying, you know, because I had to get in the whole AfterBuzz and trying to come onto the show.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I was trying to play it cool and not be too much. But yeah, she introduced herself. I forgot. Yeah, Julissa. Exactly.
Yeah. So, you know, let's just talk about bringing this all back full circle. So let's start with Julissa, since we're on her. When she first started the show at the beginning, she wanted her career to, you know, skyrocket. She wanted so much out of her career. It had kind of plateaued, and she wanted to see some increase in the things that she was doing as far as broadcasting goes. And she wanted a man, something, you know. She just wanted some type of a healthy, positive relationship. Do you think she got all of that in this season?
Yes. 90%. She seems to have found the guy who she really likes, which is good, because I know the whole "I'm almost 30" issue.
Yeah.
And so, her mom was obviously the mom in the family approves, and so that's great. So it appears that she has a guy that she's found.
Yeah.
And clearly, I mean, although she was at a party yesterday, she's back on the plane. She's probably going back to New York where Joe lives. And so, you know, maybe he'll be picking her up from the airport in a couple hours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, you know, she got her own TV pilot, which we saw last week, which is amazing. And, you know, who knows?
I should have asked her about that.
Yeah, you should have. But it's okay. Next season, Julissa's going to be right here. Adrienne's going to be right there, and we're going to be just chatting it up. I'm just saying. So let's talk about Adrienne. Adrienne, triple threat. She said she was an entrepreneur. She said she was a musician,
singer, and
actress. Now, I have to be honest, bringing everything back full circle. I don't really see the actress thing. But there's hope, of course. Singer, I've seen a lot of that. She's really pushing her music. Entrepreneur, I don't know.
Well, because it was never a conclusion in regards to
what happened
and to her. And it was a fingernail polish, right? So the fingernail polish and the specific bottles that she wanted from India, we never really saw those. But we do agree that the idea is a hot idea, and how all of the different nail polishes are named after
so cute.
After specific things in New York. So that's hot. It works. So all it takes is for the right bottling to come, and I think it's hot.
Exactly, but I will agree with Angie Martinez when she was like, honey, you're doing too much. You need to just focus on music, because she also, another thing that she really wanted to do was upgrade her image from 3LW cheetah girl status to, I'm grown, I'm sexy, I'm a solo artist. Look at me now, 2012 Adrienne, holla. And I really don't know if I really saw that this season. I mean, I saw bits and pieces, but she was doing so many other things that I'm totally for multitasking, because I multitask all the time as well. Exactly. Yes, I multitask. Host, valet parking, meeting celebrities, It's what we do.
Right. So I'm okay with the multitasking. It's just that you have to have your priorities together.
Exactly.
And so she was kind of all over the place. She could have been in the studio singing and doing what she do. And then she could have been doing the packaging, so she could have been doing all of those things. She just needs to be a better multitasker.
Yeah, or get an assistant.
Yeah, or that too.
That can be one of my multitasking things. Hit me up, I'll be your assistant. Yeah.
So that was the only thing. And then as far as the actress is concerned, she auditioned for, I believe it was an independent film, right?
She did, yeah.
And so I don't know. I would think with her pull and who she knows, I don't understand why she was not able to at least get an audition for something that's a little more mainstream.
Yeah.
She has done acting. I remember seeing her in Coach Carter. So, I was hoping to see more auditions from her.
Yeah. Well, hopefully in the future we will see more of you, Adrienne. Your single's hot. We loved it, and it is called Loosen Me Up.
You like the single?
I did. It's like a club banger, when you just like in the club, like, oh, like that.
Okay.
Bamm, did you like the single?
I thought it was okay, but it's not a club banger to me.
I mean, like maybe.
It's not a what do you call it? It's not a filler, but it's something that's more like a second or third single after the just to keep it going.
Yeah.
But in this game, when you got other chicks out there who's really killing it, I mean, she's got to come super, super hard. But I just think that she has to find her niche.
Exactly.
And she hasn't quite found her niche yet. But once she finds it and her style and everything, when the whole package is there, it'll hit, because she can sing, she can dance. So.
And speaking of style, I think that she did come up in her, as far as her styling is concerned, in the show from episode 1 to now. I think the style choice that I loved the best was actually in this episode, when she showed up to Julissa's house when they were about to go on their dates, and she just had, and Julissa was like, what? You look like a normal person? Look at you. You look cute. I think it was amazing. It was really, really cute. She had on some shades, even though she was indoors. I do that too, girl. Fabulous. So she had on her shades, and then she had on just like
I do that too. Fabulous.
She just had on a really cute not plain tee, but tee, V-neck, really cute shoes and jeans. It just looked really, really simple. She put it off amazing. I thought it was adorable.
I thought she looked real good when she went on the date with Aaron.
Yeah, she kept saying, you need to pull this belt tighter. That's what girls do. And then Julissa was like,
to make the
waist look smaller, the boobs up, waist smaller, butt out.
which Ashley told her when she was like, I'm gonna go give my number to Aaron. She was like, show
some cleavage. And she zipped it all the way. I was like, girl, not that much cleavage, but it worked. Even though it would have worked regardless, because Aaron was really feeling her.
Pretty much.
I'm really, really happy for them. They found them some mans, and they're very handsome, and they seem like really great gentlemen, and I approve. I'm very satisfied with this season finale.
Well, if Ashley approves, then gosh darn it,
it's a go.
It's a go.
Exactly. Well, I want to give a very, very, very special shout out to Watchtower. He has been such a dedicated fan to Empire Girls all season long. We truly appreciate you. And thanks for tuning in so week after week and supporting us here at AfterBuzz TV. And I guess that will be it for us.
And again, we want to shout out Julissa
and Adrienne.
Thank you guys for supporting us, and thank you for the tweets. It's been a pleasure.
It has. This is it.
Yeah.
No. Well, we would love to keep the conversation going. So if you guys are up for it, I know it's kind of late, but I'll be up. You can always tweet me at TweetNinaMarie. I probably don't need to spell it for you. I spell it so many times, but it's TweetNinaMarie. Tweet me.
And I'm Bamm Ericsen. I've done the same thing, but I'll do it one last time. That's BAMMERICSEN. That's Bamm Ericsen.
And before we go, what shows are you going to be doing in the fall, Bamm?
I'll be doing Scandal starting September, and I'm also doing LA Complex every Tuesdays and 90210.
Awesome. And check out me.
Periodically, not
periodically. I will be doing The Game. BET's The Game. Everybody loves The Game, of course. So make sure that you watch out for us, me and Bamm, this fall. And make sure that you stay tuned in to all of our AfterBuzz TV recap shows. See you guys later.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.